Do I have to have them on there already?
Hold on. Grace. Are they frozen?
No.
I need Kelly. Matthew. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now. Here, honey. Okay, now I just have to turn those on. Where's my notes at?
There's not big. Just trying to get over yourself now.
Ready? In a time where people were dropping like flies due to the terrifying AIDS epidemic, many were stepping up to the plate to create change in society. A woman by the name of Mary Fisher, a Kentucky native and mother of 2 small boys, Max and Zachary, spoke out in hopes of raising awareness of the relentless disease that was killing many. A disease which she contracted through her ex-husband. A year after his request for divorce, he informed her that he was HIV positive. Shortly after, she discovered that she too was infected With determination, Mary Fisher set out to raise AIDS awareness. In 1992, Fisher gave her iconic speech, A Whisper of AIDS, at the National Republican Convention in Houston, Texas, which today is considered one of the 100 greatest speeches of the 20th century. In her hope in delivering, Mikey, can you get up, please? Her hope in delivering this speech was to get the audience to set aside prejudice and politics to make room for compassion and sound policy. To illustrate, HIV/AIDS made its debut in the 80s and spread quickly throughout the world, especially in San Francisco and New York, making its peak in the early 90s. HIV/AIDS was first thought to be a gay man's disease. Homosexual men were among the highest percentage of people infected, along with intravenous drug users. However, it was soon found out that heterosexuals were becoming infected as well. HIV/AIDS during this time was the #1 killer of men between the ages of 22 and 45. Many were looked down upon, and much of the world was completely ignorant about the disease. In an effort to enlighten the audience, Mary Fisher, in her speech, mentions that she wishes to lift the shroud of silence that has been draped over the issue of HIV and AIDS, and pled for awareness of the public. She also states that AIDS was the 3rd leading killer of young Americans at the time, and this number was only getting worse. She asked that people watching open their hearts and eyes to the reality that is upon the nation as well as the world. A powerful message stated in her speech was that we have killed each other with our ignorance, our prejudice, and our silence. The AIDS epidemic was quickly killing, and instead of judging or ignoring those suffering, the public should begin to open their hearts so that we as a nation can overcome. One of the greatest statements from her speech, and I quote, "Though I am white and a mother, I am one with a black infant struggling with tubes in a Philadelphia hospital. Though I am female and contracted this disease through marriage and enjoy the warmth support of my family, I am one with a lonely gay man sheltering a flickering candle from the cold wind of his family's rejection." She goes on to mention that this disease does not ask if you are white or black, gay or straight, male or female, but only cares if you are human. The message she wanted to send was successful as well as powerful, which could be seen through the women crying in the audience. Currently, Ms. Fisher is still an activist as well as an artist. Ms. Fisher went on to become the founder of the Family AIDS Network, establisher of the Mary Fisher Clinical AIDS Research Education Fund, and as stated in her biography on the All-American Speakers website, a part of her commitment to enable HIV-affected women in Africa to support themselves and their families, She taught women in Rwanda and Zambia to make jewelry, which she continues to market in the United States. Her speech helped fight against the AIDS stereotypes and stigmas. It also helped bring awareness to the severity of the disease and the need to come together to fight against it. Her courageousness in giving this speech in front of the entire world has helped inspire compassion towards others, and her efforts and activism has changed the lives of many. Mary Fisher stood up in front of the world when AIDS was a word that was to be whispered, not spoken out in public. Her vision in creating a better future for her sons with the belief that soon her life would be taken by this disease had come true. AIDS is no longer viewed in such low regards as it once was. With the money raised through the efforts of the many activists, including Mary Fisher, many of whom are infected with this disease are able to live long and prosperous lives, and for that we can all be thankful.